This video will cover the onboarding data process from end to end. We'll onboard data from a flat file to the country code code list. We will begin by discussing the prerequisites for your environment. Then we'll move to the required configuration and data integration, before finally showing you how to set up and run the ingress job in Reference 360. Let's begin. In order to complete the onboarding process, also known as import, you'll need to have a secure agent and 2 connections already configured. For this demo, we have a flat file and a Business 360 connection already configured. Configuration for the import process begins in Informatica Data Integration. These are the steps we have to complete in data integration. First, create a mapping, then create a mapping task, and then finally, create a task flow. First, let's create our mapping. Then, we'll name the mapping. Now, let's configure the source. Under the Source tab, we will select the connection we wish to import data from. Then, select the object to import under that connection. Now, we will begin configuring the target. This time, we will select the Target tab to configure the target connection. And then we'll select an object that will receive the imported data fields. Now we'll connect the source and target. Going back to the target, let's now configure the field mapping. We will expand the bottom pane to better see the UI. To map a field from the list of input fields on the left, drag each field to the corresponding target field on the right. Now we need to add an in-out parameter to track the job instance. We must name this parameter Job Instance ID, exactly as shown, since this field is case sensitive. Now, we can save the mapping. Then, validate the mapping. And like that, we've finished the first part of the import configuration. Next, we need to create a mapping task from this mapping. Let's give the mapping task a name, and select a runtime environment containing our secure agent. Double-check the in-out parameter is configured correctly. Then, we can skip the last step and click Finish on the wizard. Now that we've created the mapping task, we can move on to creating a task flow. First, let's give the task flow a name. Next, under the Input Fields tab, we will add an input field that corresponds with our in-out parameter. Remember, this field is case sensitive, so enter Job Instance ID exactly as shown. Now we will add a data task to the task flow by dragging it from the menu on the left. Now, to configure the data task, we will select the mapping task we created in the last step. Now we need to add an input field to the data task for our in-out parameter. Now let's edit the input field. We need to select the field from the drop-down menu, and then select our in-out parameter to pass along the job instance ID. Now let's save our task flow. And finally, we will publish the task flow so it's ready to run. That completes the required configuration and data integration. So we'll switch over to Reference 360. Now that we're in Reference 360, let's create our reference data import job. First, we'll need to name the job. Now we'll add the task flow we created in data integration. Since we've configured everything correctly, Reference 360 will automatically detect which assets to import. With everything set, we can save the import job. Now, we're ready to run. We can review the status of the job on the My Jobs page. And just like that, the import job is complete. The job definition can also be run using schedules. Let's create a new job schedule to run the job for us. Since we don't have any schedules configured yet, we'll create one. And that's it. To recap, to onboard data, also known as running an import job, in Informatica Administrator, you'll need a runtime environment with a secure agent and 2 configured connections. In data integration, you'll need to configure 3 assets: a mapping task, and a task flow. Finally, in Reference 360, you can create the reference data import job and schedule it. For more information, go to the Informatica documentation portal, visit our community and support hubs, or check out our website.